Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Hello, hello, everybody, whatever platform you are on, welcome in. And before I get started, can you guys please put a 1 in the chat to let me know that you can hear me so we can go ahead and get started? I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let me just make sure that we are streaming right now. Yeah, it says we are live. Let me get the old one. Let me refresh. Okay, so thank you guys for being here. Hello, 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 hello to everyone. Welcome in. If welcome to Bayou Sugar Garden. If this is your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Um, guys, make sure that you hit that like button on your way in, whatever platform you're on. Also, make sure that you share the live out just in case someone has not received a notification to let them know that we are currently live and we doing the dang thing. We're going to continue on where we left off on last night. But before we get started, let me just speak to everyone that is here and also make sure that I remind you guys if you are tuning in on the Instagram side, should our live stream go longer than my half line everywhere? I'm looking like buckwheat, y'all, but it's okay. Should our live stream go longer than an hour and you are tuning in from Instagram, um, the live will be cut at 1 hour because the streaming software that I'm using only allows us to stream 1 hour through Instagram. So you will have to join me either on Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok. Okay. I think that is all of the preliminaries. So let me just speak to a few people that are here. And for those of you who are on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, I won't be able to highlight your comments as you see I'm able to do for those who are on the YouTube side. The streaming software that I'm using does not combine those comments in there. Until then, I will just acknowledge you guys verbally, okay? But thank you, Lynette. Lawrence, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for Miss Lynette. One time for Jamia over there on the TikTok side. One time for Jamia. One time for Love to Live too on the TikTok side. One time for the one time for my sis Galinda. Hey Galinda, welcome in. And for my girl As I Grow, aka Cena Renee, aka whatever you got. That's my girl. Welcome in As I Grow, who is also celebrating her birthday this month. Her birthday is coming up We'll be celebrating her birthday soon. I got you guys. I will be posting an announcement pretty soon for those of you who want to join in as we celebrate her and some more of the family members that are part of the Living Legends agency that I'm a part of. Um, if you guys are live streaming on TikTok and you're serious about live streaming and you're looking to have some protection for your channel, let me inform you that you need to connect with Living Legends Agency. Okay. If you're interested in finding out more about it, hit me up and I'll get you to the right person to get you signed up. But you definitely need to be a part of an agency if you're serious about um, your platform as far as TikTok. You need somebody, have somebody in your back pocket when you're streaming on that platform because it's very easy for things to happen. And if you're not knowledgeable, their Living Legends is a good company to have, not only to help you, in the background, but they also teach you. You're not just signing up with somebody, then they just leave you out in the cold not to learn. But they also are teaching you. They do live stream teaching sessions. They do one-on-one evaluations. If you have any questions, you can reach out to an actual live person in the United States and talk to them and find out what the problem is. Okay, so thank you guys for being here tonight. Miss Laura's Garden, welcome in. I appreciate you. How you doing, Miss Laura? I appreciate you so much, Miss Laura. Thank you for being here. And for those of you all who are in the bushes, hey, 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 hey to y'all too. Thank you for being here. And to those of you who are catching the replay, thank you for being here. I appreciate you as well. If you are catching the replay, make sure you leave me a comment. Let me know you've been here. I do read over my comments. I love to read my comments. I love to know what you're thinking. So if you're live here in the chat, let me know what you're thinking so we can conversate back and forth. And also, let me give this disclaimer. I am a medical professional. Okay, good to see you. Good, Miss Laura. You good? I'm good. All right. I am a medical professional, okay? But I am not your medical professional. I am not your doctor. I am not your nurse. Any lifestyle changes or changes to your medication or your life that you decide to do, make sure you discuss that with your personal medical professional, okay? The information that I give to you, make sure you go do your own research, okay? The information that I give to you is for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only. Okay, you take it and do what you will, but don't blame me for any mishaps because you done misunderstood what I said or you didn't apply it to your life to how it's supposed to fit into you. All right, I'm just telling you. But I thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you and I love you guys. We're gonna continue on from where we left off on yesterday. Um, We are watching the movie called Need The Need to Grow. And in that movie, it is teaching us how important it is for us to start a garden. If you're not starting a garden, it's teaching us how to support someone that is, and the someone that is, and someone that is doing it correctly. Also, you want to if you're growing yourself, you want to make sure that you're doing it correctly. You're using sustainable agriculture, which means you're not just taking from the earth. You're not just planting seeds and just taking it, but you're feeding your soil. And in feeding your soil, that means you're making sure that your soil is healthy and getting the things that it needs, or the environment for your soil is conducive to where your soil is healthy enough to where There are microbes in your soil that are able to go out and perform its duties and allow the nutrients to be in that soil that your plant will uptake. And then in return, your plant will have the nutrients that it needs. And in return, when you eat it, you will have the nutrients you need. And whatever you don't eat, or while your plant is growing, not only is the end product for it to provide you with nutrition, but it's also to save the earth. All right. The plants that we grow are not only just there growing, but they have a plant, they have a job to do. They have a job to do. And we have to give them what they need or provide them with what they need so that they can make this environment conducive for us, making a healthy environment. We want those plants to be functioning properly, and when they're functioning properly, they're pulling down these toxic things that are in the atmosphere that is causing us problems. The more gardens we have, the more proper gardens that we have, the more it's being done right, the more those plants and trees can reverse things. Because don't get it twisted. Yeah, things are bad right now, and we are headed down a road to destruction that seems to be looking like it's not going to turn around, and it's looking really bad for us. But it's still hope. It's still hope, and we have a chance to still turn it around. We still have a chance. No matter how bleak or dark it looks right now, we still have a chance. Welcome in, Dunzel. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. We still got a chance. So don't be fooled. And that's what my job is. One of my missions is to let you guys know that for those of you who are growing, don't stop growing. And for those of you who aren't growing, to start growing. And if you don't want to start growing, then help somebody who is growing, because their growing is actually going to save your life, literally. Okay. So, are you asking me how? Because if that one person in your neighborhood is gardening the right way, they can create a microclimate that not only covers their home, but it can cover the whole state if they're doing it right. That's how impactful or how powerful gardening can be. And just think, if we have 50 states, right? And you got one gardener that's gardening right in each state, that's the whole 50 states covered. You just need one, because it only takes a small particle of that garden, those a small particle of those garden ingredients to be done right, and it covers a whole lot of area. And we saw that last night in the video that we watched. So I just want to let you guys know it's deeper than what you think, and it's not all the time about the numbers, right? Not all the time. You don't need large numbers to make an impact or to make a change, right? Like I said last night, you don't count the numbers, right? You make the numbers count. And so if we just got 50 people that are doing it the right way, then things could be changed. Things could be turned around. But we need y'all to know how to do it the right way. How do we know if we're doing it the right way? All of us could be gardening right now and thinking that we're doing the right thing, but we are actually hurting the environment, and in turn, not only making it unsafe for you, but you making it unsafe for everybody around you. It affects everybody around you. So we got to learn that gardening affects not just you, your garden, even though it's on your property and it's your stuff, you paying for it. If you're not doing it right, it's affecting not only you, but a whole lot of people. And if you are doing it right, then you are making a difference for not only you, but a whole lot of people. So we want to make sure we're doing it right. All right. So let's continue on watching our video again. I will post in the chat where you guys can go and watch this again on your own time. It's called The Need to Grow. It is free to watch. All you have to do is go to the website and put in your name and your email address, and you can watch it for free. You'll have 4 days to access it, to watch it for free as many times as you want, over and over again. There's no other information that you got to put in. You got to put in no credit card number to hold nothing. They just want your name and your email address. Okay? And it's helping them. It's not costing you anything. Okay? So I would advise you guys to go ahead and watch it on your own when you get a chance. But let's go ahead and get this going on, because we got some good information that they are going to give us tonight, and I don't want to keep us too long. Hopefully, we'll be able to finish. I ain't gonna even lie. We ain't gonna be able to finish this whole video tonight, so we'll probably have to come back again tomorrow. But it's all good. I don't mind. I don't mind if y'all don't mind, right? All right. So let's get this thing going. Start exactly where we left off last night.
For air to get in,
and the soil
for
microbes
to get in. So all that stuff that is an essential component to the web gets recreated. You're putting back into the soil the infrastructure for soil regeneration.
Without the dragon, this waste would end up in a landfill, releasing greenhouse gases as it decomposed.
Okay, so just to recap, we're just learning about the dragon, which is this invention that Michael Smith, the guy that you just saw talking, we left off him telling you how he invented this system to where you use biochar and other natural resources to grow grow food and provide energy, and at the same time, it's sustainable agriculture. It's taking from each other, but it's also putting back into each other. So he's using cardboard, he's using fire, he's using air, he's using water, he's using algae. And each of those systems is like a closed circuit system, just like the circle of life. If you picture the circle of life, that is the system that he is using. And this system is what he is explaining to you, is what will reverse all of the effects that we've done, all the human effects that we've caused to this earth, and it'll allow it to reverse it, and we can reverse it in a short amount of time. So let's keep watching.
Instead, biochar locks this stable carbon back underground for hundreds or even thousands of years. Biochar is emerging as one of the planet's best solutions to climate change. One green powerhouse, or GPH, stabilizes over 1 ton of carbon every day. It takes roughly 50,000 trees to do the same.
Okay, hey Momo, welcome in. Thank you for being here. We clap one time for Miss Linda Momo over there on Facebook. Thank you so much.
You're fixing carbon,
and fixing carbon.
pulling it out of the atmosphere and putting it back to where it belongs.
2 billion years of engineering experience. We include the algae into that. So I mentioned the liquid prairie. The heat necessary to operate this comes from the breakdown of the wood waste.
That's amazing. I love that. I'm learning a lot here. A lot. This is actually seriously exciting, how you're taking all these natural systems and linking them. Woo, look at this place. Don't fall in.
Algae is one of the primary organic material generators on the surface of the planet. It operates very fast. So the fact that we can take carbon dioxide, we can take water, and we can take sunlight, and we can create biomass from it is a big boon to this concept of generating soil, because that's the way it's been done for millions of years. All we've figured out how to do is take that and accelerate it.
continuously fed CO2 from the dragon. Rapidly growing algae is harvested every day. Through biodigestion, algae is converted to a nutrient-rich organic fertilizer to be combined with biochar, creating a powerful soil rejuvenator. Methane, a byproduct of algae digestion, is sent back to the dragon to heat and process more waste, completing the cycle. In each element of the green powerhouse, the output of one becomes the input of another, a true closed-loop system.
Yeah, and the algae tells us what it needs, right? So we have this sort of self-regulating system. That algae's been sucking up nitrogen as well as carbon dioxide
So it's
and other...
nutrient rich, big time.
Yeah, I mean, and it's high in energy. A lot of people know this, but algae is higher in energy than coal per pound.
Really?
Right? So when we pull that energy out of there, we digest this, we're left with a really compact nutrient substrate that we can then use as part of our soil amendment. So in about 4 or 5 days, we can do what normally a normal digester will do in about a month.
So you've actually put an efficiency on an already known efficiency. So you're going to get humic substances out of this as a byproduct. What would it take in nature for that to occur with?
Well, if you include the carbon from the carbon engine, you know, that's hundreds of years.
Okay, so you're doing in 4 to 5 days what nature would take
In about 400 years.
400 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Okay.
pretty amazing.
So, you know, we don't want to push it too hard, but the idea is you create the environment and you monitor the environment and you accelerate the processes
Don't want to push it too hard,
naturally.
but 4 to 5 days versus 400.
Yes.
Wow. I'm up here because I have a similar conundrum that you guys have. I see this power plant as an amazing opportunity to scale and to actually change the way we live and go back to natural processes that are zero waste. That's why I worry about this. I think you got a game changer here. You're going to have a lot of pushback, and you're all of a sudden taking on everybody. The entire energy world is now looking at you saying, okay, do we let this technology exist or not?
Yeah.
And I think what you guys are doing probably could be one of the greatest empowering tools that we've seen, because of all the different things that you're able to create with this. That's why I worry about it getting, you know, squashed before it gets out.
Okay, I'm gonna read the words that's on the screen just in case somebody's listening and not watching. It says the global fertilizer market is worth $170 billion. And this was in 2012. So just imagine what it is worth now.
After World War II, there was an excess of bomb-making material, which was turned into fertilizer, an excess of nerve gas, which was turned into pesticides. So the military-industrial complex moved into the agricultural-industrial complex and
Hey, Wanda.
forced a model of chemical dependency.
Industrial agriculture, in my point of view, is first and foremost a war against the earth, because it is a war against all species, since you're bringing war chemicals into food production, and all they're doing is killing.
Putting chemicals onto the soil, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and trying to backfill with some of the micronutrients. Trying to do that, we, in essence, kill.
Okay, I had to stop this to make sure y'all understand what they're saying, right? Okay, so before I just explain a little bit what they're saying and amen it. This lady right here, if you look at her name, some of you guys probably buy their products. Her name is Catherine Kellogg Johnson. If you see, look in the back, they sell potty mix, the Kellogg's potty mix. If you ever hear anybody say they buy Kellogg's, this is the director of Kellogg's Garden Products. And she's explaining to you the problem with industrial agriculture and how it developed. So fertilizers and things that we use now weren't developed or weren't initially made to be fertilizer. They were made as weapons for warfare. Okay, they were used in the war. Y'all just heard them say that, right? Don't believe me? Google it. Go find it. Go find it out. Don't believe what I'm saying, but it was made for that. Once the war was over, they had this excess of stuff that they needed to find somebody to buy it, something to do with it. So what they did was rebranded it, right? They didn't change the recipes or nothing like that. They took the same chemical weapons that they used to unalive people in other countries and brought it back to their home country. Well, let me just say, and brought it back to the US and rebranded it and sold it to us, the US, people in the US, as fertilizers or things you can use to unalive insects, weeds, kill things in your garden. But what was it originally made for? A weapon of warfare used to unalive people in another country. I'm gonna let that just sink in. But they brought that same stuff back here and telling you to use it as a pesticide, insecticide, fungicide, herbicide. I'm gonna let that sink in and let them finish telling the story.
Killed the life in the soil.
When we denature soils by removing their biology, then
Hey, G,
we are really taking a step back
welcome
hundreds
in.
of millions of years in time.
It is a war against every citizen because food that comes out of that kind of war, economy and more production, is loaded with poisons, which then give us the epidemics of cancer, of allergies, of everything else that's going wrong because of a toxic, imbalanced diet.
Okay, so I had to pause that because she was saying too much and I need to explain this to y'all. Okay. Um these things that they did, these chemicals that they doing is she basically just said what I said, is causing the health conditions that we have right now, no matter what it is. Like she said, whether it's asthma, whether it's cancer, whether it's acne, whether it's ADD, whether it's Parkinson's, whatever it is, this is the common culprit is these chemicals. But one thing I want you to make sure that you hear what she's saying. The word WAR, the word WAR. We think that here in the United States we wasn't in WAR. But even though the the war ended that these chemicals were made for, even though that was happening in a different country, they started another one by bringing those chemicals back here in the United States. And we're not the only ones that are casualties of this because we grow things here in the United States and then we export them to other countries. And some countries are even smart enough to not even accept stuff from us because they know it ain't right. Because they know this information that some of us just now finding out today. Some people don't accept food exports from imports from the United States. And if they do, they require the United States to grow it right and don't use those chemicals and stuff. You think they sending it whatever food that they grow here and they sending it off to them other countries that them other countries ain't checking to make sure it's right before They sell it to their people. Some of I can't say all of them are, but majority of them are. They don't trust us. I'm not gonna say us, but they don't trust this place. So why should you? Why should you grow your own stuff and stop leaving your life in the hands of other people? Stop letting them write the story for you. Stop letting them get you sick and then pumping you with medicines just to treat symptoms to keep you coming back and giving them your money.
Because we now have a vast array of toxins that we have in our body, and we are a reflection of the environment in which we live, we are now trying to adapt to suddenly influxes of toxins that have heretofore been unprecedented.
The United States Department of Agriculture, practically a Washington office for Monsanto, has, in their research over 14 years, has shown there has been no significant increase in yield because of GMOs. The idea, the sheer audacity of the idea that we can fight nature is dead on arrival. We cannot fight nature. You cannot blow things up or poison things to the extent that where you, quote, win.
I think people around the country have realized that the FDA and the USDA are not going to fix their food system, that they actually have to do it themselves. It's a challenge to live in a world where our government cannot be counted on to defend us from an industrial food system that's actually making us sick.
44 billion pounds of chemical fertilizers are used each year. Synthetic fertilizers disrupt the soil's balance of microbes, beneficial fungus, and organic matter. As biodiversity decreases, more fertilizers are required to achieve similar results. Now pesticides and herbicides must be used to fight off weeds and bugs that would normally be handled by a healthy ecosystem. Up to 50% of nitrogen fertilizers are washed away with rain and irrigation water, a drastic pollution leading to an ocean dead zone the size of New Jersey. Contributing to dead zones are animal factory farms, easily the most pollutive activity on the planet. In the US, more than 1/3 of our fossil fuels, 1/2 of all water, and 80% of our farmland is used in the raising of animals and the grain to feed them. Most of these grains are genetically modified organisms. Over 80% of GMOs are specifically engineered to withstand higher doses of a powerful chemical called glyphosate, which the state of California has officially labeled as carcinogenic. The use of glyphosate has risen 10,000% since 1974. Independent studies confirm contamination of our food, air, and even our rainwater, while extremely low doses have been shown to cause liver and kidney damage, with correlation to a host of other side effects.
Okay, before I go any further, I want to urge you guys, y'all hear that word glyphosate. I want you to please, ma'am, please, sir, go do your research on glyphosate. Hey, Miss T, welcome in. Thank you for being here, honey bunny. I appreciate you. One time for Miss T. Over there on the tickety tock side, and I didn't give Miss D her clap. One time for Miss DD. And anybody else that I missed, charge it to my head, not my heart. So this glyphosate, y'all, is right there on the screen. Well, I'll spell it for you. It was on the screen. Let me see if I can go back and pull it up, because they had it up there. It is spelled. Oh yeah, let me go back, because I want y'all to do y'all research on this word. It is a culprit of so many diseases and problems. Trying to find it, y'all. Give me 1 second.
1974.
There we go.
Independent.
Can y'all see it? Glyphosate. Glyphosate. Let me make sure y'all can see that on this. Let me make it bigger so y'all can see that, because I got y'all in that little bitty bubble. But I want y'all to Google that. And they're going to talk more about it in this video right here at this point where we are. But I just want you guys to go ahead and do your own research. It is important for you to find out about this word. When you start digging and find out the damage that this one chemical has done, it's going to blow your mind. I promise you. I promise you. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. There is a live on YouTube where my friend Joe, oh God, why can I not think of his name? Y'all on YouTube, help me out. Garden State Gardener. The Garden State Gardener, Joe, on YouTube. He did a live with a lady who was in legal litigation because of this product, because of products that use glyphosate or that contain glyphosate. And to hear the damage that it has caused to people's lives, it will blow your mind. Trust me. And once you find out what it causes and what it does and what it's in, you're going to be looking at the grocery store real different if you even want to go in there anymore. So let's continue.
Studies confirm contamination of our food, air, and even our rainwater, while extremely low doses have been shown to cause liver and kidney damage, with correlation to a host of other side effects. In spite of public outcry, the USDA, FDA, and EPA require no testing for the pollution of this chemical in our food supply. The philosophy of using GMOs and glyphosate is one of sterilization. Kill everything except the crop. The exact opposite of farming in ways which regenerate soil and biodiversity.
A worldwide rally against genetically modified food giant Monsanto is being held across the globe.
Speaker is the youngest activist in Orange County right now.
Activists are protesting the use of potentially harmful chemicals in food production, something Monsanto says is the only way to feed the globe's growing population.
Petition the Girl Scouts for GMO-free cookies.
I'm asking you, Girl Scouts of America, let's show the world what these cookies can really do.
I told you I had a special guest, Alicia Sorrentos. Alicia, how old are you?
7. There was a newspaper article about it and that we weren't selling cookies, so then that's when the council contacted me and said, hey, let's discuss alternate ideas for fundraising. I was like, this is awesome, we did it, you know? It was like literally an ambush. They had no intention of hearing any of our ideas. It was support and promote or step down.
I felt betrayed. Here I had put so much time into it, and now they're saying, sell the cookies or you're done, so.
We're Ana Maria Chavez, please make cookies without GMOs. Whoever signed my petition, thank you.
So you're trying to remove GMOs from Girl Scout cookies, and you've got a petition of 10,000 signatures.
15,000 signatures! 21,000 signatures. It's been a year and a half, and with your help, we have 30,000 signatures! Bum, bum, bum!
A box of Girl Scout cookies is not a political statement. It is an investment in a girl and her dreams and in your local communities and in the leadership of tomorrow.
Part of making this farm a success is to try to get enough revenue in here to prove that a farm like this can support 2 or 3 young men working on it. And so we're struggling to find a way to make that work. It's very easy to grow food. It's not easy to grow superior
Thank
food
y'all
and
for
very
the likes
nutrient
and
dense
the
food
shares
because you
and
have
the
to
taps.
treat the
Thank
soil
you.
properly.
Thank you so much.
It's very easy to grow food. And of course, there's always been an influx of food from all over the planet, which we're competing with, and it's being flown in, from 1,500 to 5,000 miles away every day. So for a small micro farm like ours to compete, we have to be very special. Our total route right now is centered around a radius of about 10 miles. From harvest to the time everything's delivered, it's about 1 hour. Truly farm to table in minutes.
You would think that it's such an important part of everyone's daily life experience that you would think that people would actually care about what they eat. Not only do they not know where their food comes from, but they don't really care that much about it. They don't think about it. The trick is, the challenge is to not only find resilient ways of farming that build soil as opposed to depleting soil, that result in water stewardship and land stewardship, but that also have an economic return. If consumers don't actually make purchases based upon their values, then these sustainable farming practices are going to disappear. If these farms can't survive, then consumers will have no opportunity to buy anything based upon their values. They'll simply have to buy what the industrial food system gives them.
Roughly 2,800 calories for every human being on the planet are produced every single day. More than enough to feed the world right now. What we have is a distribution problem. The average bite of food travels over 1,500 miles to make it to your grocery store. Yet history shows, in times of need, we can effectively localize our food. During World War II, 20 million home gardens produced 40% of the nation's food. Today, demand for local food is on the rise. U.S. farmers markets have more than quadrupled in the last 20 years. Every effort, big or small, to localize food in regenerative urban farms, school, and community gardens, or your own backyard, helps displace our reliance on destructive industrial agriculture. Even new technologies like indoor vertical farming help reduce our soil sabotaging footprint. Yet instead of supporting these efforts, 30 billion tax dollars artificially lower the price of food grown in centralized, monocropped, synthetically fertilized, toxic soils, contributing to an estimated $3 trillion of environmental damage every single year.
Okay, so let me pause right there because I want y'all to understand a lot of the things that she's saying. Bottom line is what they're explaining. If you notice, if you were able to see on the screen, they said it was about 750 million people are hungry. But that shouldn't be, is what she's basically saying. Nobody should be hungry. It's not that we don't have the food. The problem is not that we don't have the food, because the food is here. We have the food, but the problem is the distribution problem. It's getting the food to the people, okay? Or getting, and not only getting the food to the people, but you want to get the right food to them, okay? So we got food. There's food here, but the problem is getting it to them. And these big companies are not concerned with getting the food to the people that need it, that are supposedly the starving people. Okay, here, I can say here in the United States, we have the food. So that's why they urge people to start their own gardens. Okay, so they don't want to get the food to these people that need it. That's why we are encouraging you to grow your own, or start a community garden, do your own backyard garden, or help somebody else, because that food, somebody may be growing too much food that is not, they got everything that their family needs, and they can share with somebody who is less fortunate. So that's in essence what she's saying. You're going to hear, oh, children starving, people starving. They are, but it's not because we don't have the food. is because nobody is taking the time to get it to them. They can't get to where the food is that they need. They need the food to be where they can get to it. So the problem is not that we don't have it. The problem is it's not being distributed among us.
We pick food before it's ripe, ship it all over the world, and eventually a nutrient-depleted, contaminated product makes it to our plate.
When people ask me about how to fix our food system, they always say, you know, where is the center for this whole new food movement in the United States? And I always say, there isn't a center. It's happening everywhere at the same time. And they say, well, who is the figurehead of the movement? And I always say, there is no figurehead, because if you're talking about fixing our food system by making it more local, the figurehead, the great leader, is that person in your community.
All in all, we've now come to the point after a little over 2 years that we have a farm that's been proven out, that actually can support 3 jobs, that is now actually growing. I mean, our revenues are starting to grow. The restaurants around here are starting to take notice. So I feel like we finally hit critical mass. And the critical mass was build it and they will come for sure, but you got to build it. And we still don't have a guarantee on how long we'll be here, but it's allowed us a chance to light that fire. I believed we needed to light a small fire, and I think there's a very hot, small fire.
One Orange County farmer may have found the farm of the future.
Can you describe the taste of that spinach?
So much flavor, night and day from the bagged stuff.
Really?
I've never tasted anything like it before, I'm being perfectly honest, and the best strawberry I've ever tasted.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hyperspace is a data visualization that allows you to be involved in the creation and translation of your design concepts. The hyperspace model uses a style.
Actual units, hyperspace digitizing. GPH is an 8-sided thing. This is a 6-sided thing. So we're very much into sacred geometry. Anyway, this
the application for the hyperspace modeler, they were really vast.
It eventually evolved into medical applications, creating models that were more organic looking, rather than things that were robotic. Everybody was using computers at that time to build spaceships, and hardly ever you would see, a human heart. It was kind of an interesting time in the old days.
He's figured out a way to write code to talk to nature, to have nature tell him as a system operator what it needs to maximize its gift to us. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And so he's harnessing what nature's doing, and he laughs about it because he's so brilliant, but
basically all we have to do is emulate natural systems here, and we can accelerate them. So everything we're doing with the sequester of the carbon, with the digestion of the algae, those are all natural processes that are in a closed loop, and all we've done is figure out a way to accelerate it.
I think it's the unique thing. What I don't see in all the projects is they don't close the loop. Nobody closes the loop with the exhausts and everything recycling and going back in. Carbon is our friend. There's nothing wrong with carbon.
Thank you, Ms. T.
It's in what form it's in is what causes the problems all the way across the spectrum. Michael's brilliant on that stuff.
He just has an extraordinary ability to synthesize information from a variety of industries, if you will, agriculture and technology, and bring them together in new ways. He's incredibly talented at that. He's, I think, one of the best there is. And the Powerhouse is a demonstration of that.
We will either save ourselves with stuff like this, or we won't. And if we don't deserve to be here.
Half of this, I believe, has been just downloaded into Michael
and it's bigger than any one of us.
Michael's a unique individual. We even had people come here that wanted to look at the process. They'd call him the mad scientist. He'll ride by here, and I'll bet you couldn't even guess what's going on in there. He goes, yeah, I was thinking on the way here, Chuck. I go, I can tell that. So you can tell when people's gears turn. He's doing multiple gears at a time.
When you take a walk in the woods, you watch nature's processes of what's going on, and then you walk through those doors, you know.
This is where I say, welcome to Jurassic Park.
It's pretty amazing, actually. It's pretty amazing. It's basically what we're here to do, is to work with nature. I'm not quite sure nature ever had a partner like that, of anybody listening.
The Green Powerhouse requires almost no additional input, outside of what is already being sent to landfills in astronomical amounts. The GPH maintains an indoor tropical climate, even growing bananas and pineapples, while Montana winters reach as low as -20 degrees outside. Providing a half-acre of vertical grow space, plants can thrive in virtually any region on the planet. Beyond powering 100 homes, the GPH's excess energy could support dozens of additional greenhouses. Now imagine GPHs all over the world, processing waste to power communities, providing fresh local food, reversing climate change, and regenerating soil in virtually any environment.
They're disrupting, which is kind of a scary concept, but they're disrupting food, fuel, and fertilizer all in one little powerhouse, which to me represents the ultimate paradigm shift in agriculture. I mean, imagine now if these powerhouses could supply local communities with 50, 60 greenhouses worth of produce, and they're all off-grid and they're all carbon negative. I mean, it just completely changes the way everything works. It ultimately leads to energy independence, food security, food independence. I mean, we the people are now taking it back, and I think that's an exciting proposition. We just heard a rumor that there is a possibility that we might lose our farm. There's some talk about possibly putting in some ice skating rinks or developing this area here, and that would be a real shame. We've just got it to the point where it's working, and spent a lot of money and quite a few years building it and designing it, and I hope it doesn't happen, but it happens a lot around here. So it's probably one of the greatest problems that farmers face, is that land is too expensive for them to buy, and so you're not sure whether or not you're going to be moved off next year, next month, or whatever. So it's very hard where farmers are trying to grow food on land that they don't own. The city would make the call. Is the priority to develop more access to local food, or is it to build more condos? And of course, in Orange County, we've seen the answer to that story very clearly. It's build more condos. So we're sitting on pins and needles right now. We're not sure what's going to happen to our farm.
And so this is just echoing what we just said a few moments ago about the food shortage. It's not that we don't have the food. Here, this man is growing the food and providing it for the people in his area, but big corporations, they want to kick him out, and they want to turn that into an apartment complex where they can pack a whole bunch of people in an apartment stacked up high to the sky and charge them rent so they can make money. They're not making any money off his farm, but they let him stay there and come there and keep the land up and keep up with it until they decide what they want to do with it, or until they decide he's making too much noise or making too much trouble, and they come up with a reason to try to get him out of there or get him off of there or stop it from happening. So essentially, that's what It happens every day all around the world. And that's what the problem is.
Well, I've always grown my own food. When I first started the Alegria farm, I started it here actually at the house. I had
Zeta, welcome
22
in.
towers, vertical towers here stacked all over the house. We were raised on just amazingly fresh food. My mother was the one who always taught me that food was medicine. And back then, I mean, when you look back, you realize that our food supply actually hadn't been quite so tainted 40 years ago. So that's part of what's going on now, is that we are dealing with much poorer soils than we had 40 years ago, and hence the decrease in quality of the food.
A soil is not inert. It is a living colonies of complex organisms. And as we lose habitats, biodiversity will go below the threshold heretofore not yet known, where then the ecosystem begins to unravel.
When you're deeply aware of how the bees and the butterflies are vital for your pollination, when you're deeply aware of how many soil organisms feed us, you don't spray poisons that'll kill them.
You can kick the can down the road and you can put off those external costs, which is what they're called, costs that aren't factored into the price that you see on the shelf. You can push those external costs down the road, but ultimately that can comes to a stop. These are non-trivial impacts of the real cost of cheap food.
We produce all that food, we get it to market, we go in, we buy it, we take it home, we refrigerate it until we throw it away. And we throw it away rather than putting it in compost. I mean, at least we put it into compost, I would have we could ameliorate some of that. It's almost a sin.
Over 97% of food waste ends up in landfills, disconnecting the soil's natural nutrient cycle. Millions of tons of organic matter rotting away, emitting greenhouse gases like CO2, methane, and nitrous oxide. But what if something we literally treat as trash became one of the planet's most applicable resource solutions? Composting can turn that food waste into new soil. But less than 3% of this resource is currently being used. With backyard compost piles or utilizing your city's green waste collection, anyone and everyone can participate to help store huge amounts of water, carbon, and returning vital nutrients to our soils without the use of chemical fertilizers.
We got to start composting, y'all.
Recycling's been taking place for a lot of years. People know about recycling an aluminum can, but when I was just a little girl, my father told me it ought to be a crime to landfill anything organic. Our soil is starving for organic matter. What I love about what Eric is doing at Alegria Farms is it's demonstrating what we know we can do in a small space. And it's a huge concentration of organic material in the socks. The fact you can concentrate this amount of activity, life in the soil around the roots of the plant, and then the plants can grow huge.
Hey, Tay,
I mean, who
welcome
can't love
in.
a guy that makes a salad right at the farm's table that tastes better than anything you've ever had? And by dinner time, you're not hungry. Why? Because of the density of the nutrients.
If we start refocusing some of our energies on the importance of soil and how soil can mitigate just about everything, including water quality and climate change, that to me should become a curriculum that should be as important in any science class in school as anything else we're teaching.
Thank you, Tay.
You guys, this is fully composted soil. So look at that. Anybody want to smell this? Does it smell how good it smells?
No.
No, smell it.
Ew.
It smells good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What does it smell like?
Just dirt.
Like a forest?
Yeah.
Smell it. It smells fresh, doesn't it? There becomes a thing, I think, when you teach children when they're young, that it becomes a nurturing instinct, and everybody's got it. If you don't learn it when you're young, then it's kind of intimidating when you get older. To have access to great food requires us to take care of the resources that produce that food, and to teach kids how important it is to rebuild and compost and understand the connection to nature and how soil works to create their food supply. It all is connected together. Thank you. All right, you keep teaching everybody about food, okay? So you be the spokesman. All right. Right on.
I can't tell y'all how I remember back when I was younger. It was a thing when I was in school that they had a whole movement about recycling. Uh, Recycle, reduce, reuse. Those were the things, and I still remember it to this day. Um, it was part of our curriculum. They don't teach that anymore. Um, we barely have the separate trash cans now. Where I remember, um, well, they came out with you put all your plastics in the blue bin. We had a blue bin in my neighborhood where I live. You had a blue bin. All your plastics go in the blue bin. And then in school, they would teach you that you separate your plastics, you separate your cardboards. And the only thing that went in your trash can was food items. Now you just throw everything in one thing, and all of it goes to a landfill where all of that stuff is mixed in together. The organic matter that could be that's breaking down into soil or having a problem with breaking down like it should be is being contaminated with all of these plastics and other microplastics mixed in all that together, so it can't break down and be what it's supposed to be. Instead, it's emitting chemicals into the atmosphere that we're breathing in, inhaling in, and it's causing health issues in our bodies. So I'm going to pose the question, but I already know the answer. But just for food for thought, to invoke you to thinking, why do you think that they stopped teaching that? Why do you think that it's not a big push for recycling anymore? Hey, who's this on the Instagram side? Jeremy Collins, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for Jeremy Collins. One time for my cousin Nisi plus 4. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I was just thinking about you, Nisi, because I wanted to tell you something that crossed my mind that I said next time Nisi in my life, I'm going to try to remember to make sure I tell her this to see if it will help. So the stuff that I've been talking about organic eating and checking your labels and stuff out, it will be very beneficial for you with your condition that you have. The condition that you have is just inflammation over your body, right? And it causes problems. If you can eliminate added sugar, and it's not as easy as I'm saying it, and it sounds easy as, oh, you just want me to stop eating sugar. It's harder than you think because it's a lot of sugar in products that you wouldn't think is in there. Um, but if you can eliminate the added sugar, and how you do that is you can eat things that naturally have sugar in it, like fruits. Some vegetables have sugar in it, but you got to eliminate. If you want orange juice or apple juice, you would have to make it yourself, or start checking your labels when you buying it in the store and make sure on the ingredients it just say apples and water. If it says anything other than that, leave it on the shelf. You have to start checking your labels for everything that you buy, meat included, cheese included, whatever you buy, because some meats have sugar in it. So if you can do that and eliminate that, I want you to try that and see how that works for you. For 2 weeks, I promise you, you will see a major difference in what you got going on physically. I promise you, cousin, I wouldn't tell you nothing wrong. Okay? If you can eliminate that sugar for 2 weeks, it can reverse. And I'm going to spell the other word. Not only reverse, but it can HEAL that. I promise you. Hit me up, girl. Hit me up. Hit me up. All right, guys. Let's see what Lynette say. You all bagging up. Yes, bagging up the leaves in the brown bags. Leave the top open for moisture and let it sit 1 to 2 years and make it and what she said and it make the best black gold you ever see. I do it and it's beautiful. Yes, she's talking about composting. If you guys over there on the TikTok side as well. All right. All right, Nisi. What you said, Ma? Oh, so if you guys are on the TikTok side, I'm gonna post it a little short later, and I'll post it on YouTube as well. My friend David Corey with the crop over there on the YouTube side. He's one of many gardeners that are great gardeners. But he mentioned on a live on TikTok that we were live one day about those leaves that y'all see people throwing away on the side of the road. Just like Lynette is saying here, he mentioned what you need to do with them, and that stuff will break down and, like she say, give you some of the most beautiful black gold, which is rich soil that you would ever have in your life. We got to go back to recycle, reduce, reuse. We got to go back to doing that kind of stuff because it works, and that's what helped us to keep the environment, to keep the world intact. And if we don't learn how to do that, then we are speeding up destruction to our earth. Okay? We got to learn how to do better. And remember, we don't need 1,000,000 people to do it. We just need we're going to say at least 2 people in each state. At least 2 people. We got states here in the United States. They are doing it in other parts of the world. We over here, however, is the worst. It's the worst. It's because we spoiled and we rely on convenience so much to the point to where all we are doing is trying to wake up in the morning to go to work, to come back home and go to sleep, to get back up and work again. When that's not how it should be. You should have time to be able to work your land and make your own food. If you're doing that, that's less time you will have to work because you working trying to what? Feed yourself, right? Well, if you growing your own food, you ain't got no grocery bill no more. That's less hours you got to work. But we don't think about that, right? I got to work because I got to buy groceries. I got to work because I gotta pay the electric bill. What if you garden and use this system that they telling you in here? You basically gonna live off grid. Your garden is gonna provide you with the electricity you need. Don't tell nobody I just said that, because if they hear you saying that, what do you think? Okay, let me say this. And I've heard a lot of content creators on all platforms say this, but mainly the one that said it that had the light bulb to go off for me is Lead Farmer 73 on YouTube, when he explained solar panels to me. Y'all know people that, y'all remember the time when those solar panels where they was telling people, get them, you save on your energy bill. If you get these solar panels, let us put them on top of your house. And that was a big push. They was trying to get everybody to do it, right? Well, do you not know? And this is how Led explained it to me. Do you not know that those solar panels that you're putting on top of your house that is collecting so much electricity and so much energy, they're charging you for that energy that you collected. They put the panels up there, but that's your house. But they tricked you to pay them to use your house, right? That's your land. That's your house. On top of that, those solar panels are collecting the energy. They charge you for the energy that's collecting, that they using your house for, right? It gets worse. Follow me. On top of that, those solar panels collect not only enough energy for the power of your house, but to power other houses. Whatever energy that you don't use, it doesn't stop collecting. It keeps collecting and it stores it up. And guess what they do with that energy that they store up? Anybody can guess. They sell it to somebody else. So they making money on top of money on top of money. But charging you to use you. I'm just saying. And then from what I understand, those solar panels, they're not even built correctly. The downfall of that is they damage your roof. So they not only charging you for using you, but they tearing up your roof. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to let you know what I learned. I'm just trying to help you out. Do you don't believe me? Go do your own research and find out. They collect that energy. You got enough energy. They collect the energy enough for the power of your house, and then they use what's left over to go and power somebody else's house and charge them on top of it. Making money on top of money. Why? Because I'm just say they just greedy. They just trying to make money and don't give a flying fart about nobody else. That's the world we live in. But I digress about that. We got to get back to recycle, reduce, reuse. Do your composting. And that's one of my goals for my garden season this season, on top of all other ones. But my number one goal is to compost more, so I won't have to go to the store and buy soil, even though that there may be, Kellogg's brand soil in the store, or another brand of soil that is selling me soil that they are doing it in a sustainable way. I still need to be able to do it on my own, because it's going to come to a point where I won't be able to get it in the store. And then what I'm going to do? I need to at least know how to do it. You need to at least know how to do it and be able to do it. Okay? Let's keep going, y'all. This is so good to me. I hope y'all are enjoying the information. And I hope this is helping you all out so much. But again, I will drop the short within sometime this week with my guy David Corey with the crop, echoing the exact thing that Lynette is saying. It's the same thing that Lynette is saying. She said, "I believe you." Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's sad, but it's true. Let's go.
We're trying to change Girl Scout cookies so they're healthier, and right now we have at least 45,000 signatures.
I tried to schedule a meeting with Girl Scouts. They ended up saying, yes, we'll meet you. You know, she got excited when I said, oh, they're gonna meet with us. Maybe she doesn't know the gravity of her actions, and maybe she doesn't really understand how big a deal it is. It was just inspiring to me.
Julia Lowe said right is right even if no one else does it. So that's why I'm here today delivering my petition. GMOs are genetically modified organisms. There have been no long-term testing done and they could be harmful. It's time to do the right thing and get GMOs out of the cookies. Thank you.
You did really good. I'm proud of you. And then last minute they decided that they weren't going to meet us. They said that the representative that was going to be meeting us was going to be in a meeting.
At Girl Scouts, we stand for giving girls the opportunity to develop into strong, confident, courageous adults who are committed to making the world a better place.
Everything kind of had to be focused around this one meeting that now wasn't happening. She said, well, that's okay, we can go anyway. Hey, we wanted to come up to the shop. They were expecting us, so they know what our intentions were. Hi, I just called. We're trying to go up to the shop. That's okay. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, thanks. You want to hold on to that? It's heavy, I know. And then that is your gift for Ana Maria Chavez.
And Mama, you know what? They could have seen out the window.
Oh, maybe.
They took your name?
Yes.
Okay, go there and give him your name and he's going to give you a pass.
Okay.
Then you go.
It gets heavy. Girl Scout shop. Serrato's. Yeah. So what do I do? Okay.
MSC shipping?
So close. I have to wait. They didn't put my name on there.
Hey,
It's a
LGG,
big
welcome
part
to-
of my daughter's childhood. It would have been a cool experience to go up and see what happens at headquarters, but unfortunately we were denied that privilege. Do you think they're gonna send somebody down?
No, she called it right. They saw you out the window and they've sized it up. They're just gonna freeze you out.
For them not to take the time to listen to my daughter.
So it's sad how they did
heartbreaking.
this
Here I
little
am
girl.
representing Girl Scouts, and then to be denied even to get up into the shop or to have someone sit down and listen to one of their own Girl Scouts. It's heartbreaking and it's frustrating, and I don't know, it makes me question the organization sometimes. And you know, I have a lot of friends that say, you know, they're not doing what you feel is right nutritionally with selling the cookies or not listening to your daughter, and why don't you find another organization or start your own? And for me, there's so many things about Girl Scouts that I do like, that I think are beneficial for all girls. And instead of walking away from it, I feel like I can set an example for my kids and my Girl Scouts by staying in it and trying to make a change just like Alicia is doing.
Okay,
It's the
before we
24th of January.
hold on, before we go
2000.
go any further, I just want to say it's just sad how they did this girl. When I first watched this, I was like, all she's trying to do is just bring awareness to Girl Scout organization and ask them to try to take the GMO ingredients out of their cookies. They just refused to just listen to what she had to say. So I think they could have handled that a little bit better. even if they had no intentions on trying to make any changes, because we know that the bottom line is they're trying to make money, and those ingredients that they use probably allows them to produce a mass amount of cookies and use less ingredients and still and still hike up the price. I think they should have handled that a little bit better and at least heard her out, but they didn't. So just wanted to voice my opinion on that part. But yeah, this is heartbreaking too, this part.
12:41 p.m. I'm out at the GPH, which caught on fire this morning at approximately 4 a.m. And the GPH is a total loss. Adam DeYoung, the Chief Operating Officer of Allergy Aquaculture Technologies. The GPH has been completely lost. Hopefully we'll be able to salvage the foundation. But the rest of the structures is gone, as you can see in the background behind me. We were making a really hard push. We had a 6-month goal to support all of our own salaries and operations here. So we'd be self-sustaining and then continue to try and sell the technology, but really prove the value of the products that we're producing, which have proven to be very valuable in trials with everybody who's tried them. But that's no longer feasible.
I'm just going to pause right here because I want to continue to watch that, but I just want to mention what I have here on the screen. Zeta Rose reminded me of yesterday, where that quote that we put on the screen about if you want to make a change, plant a seed if you want to make a change for a year. Plant a tree if you want to make plant a seed if you want to make a change for a day. Plant a tree if you want to make a change for a year. But if you want to make changes, to last for a lifetime, then you teach a child. And so that's what Zeta Rose reminded me of, the quote that we did yesterday. And I think that was a quote from Confucius that they used. And that's what essentially we are supposed to be doing, is teaching the generation behind us what we know, what we're relearning, because the people before us knew it and the translation got lost. So what we're having to do now is catch up where our ancestors were, learn that information. Now let's make sure we don't drop the ball and pass that on to the generation behind us so they can continue it on and let them know to tell their generation to pass it on to someone else. And so what she's saying is this little girl, her mom, what she's doing is planting that seed in that baby. She's teaching that baby so this little girl will be able to carry the torch for the generation behind her. Thank you, Zeta Rose, for bringing that to my attention. Thank you so much. So now at this point, we see that the dragon has been burned down. What a coincidence, right? What a coincidence. Let's continue on, y'all.
One night, last Friday, fitful sleep. I couldn't sleep. I'm laying there, I'm half going in and out. And around 4:30 a.m., the telephone rings. And I knew it could not be good news. It happened to be the manager of the mill. And he was on the phone. He goes, "Oh, Michael, I'm so sorry. But the green powerhouse is burned down. It's a total loss." And I was like, shock. You feel the physical shock. You actually feel numbness in your hands, and you're going, how could that possibly be that we could have lost this thing because it was such a vibrant, dynamic thing? For me, it was difficult thinking, well, what in there is combustible? I'm going, what could possibly burn in there? Still unclear on how the fire got started. I don't want to say that we saw people running around the field with coveralls on, but I'm sorry for that. But what actually was burning in there? That's the question I have. So. There's a possibility, there are people that don't necessarily want to see bioenergy be successful, but I can't say, if there was anybody involved. So hopefully we'll recover from this. I'm not one for conspiracy theories. That's not where I like to go. I always like to think there's a good scientific explanation for everything. But right now I can't see the scientific explanation behind what happened.
What's going on, Cropper? Welcome in.
Look at that. The remnants of the GP8.
Okay, y'all, I paused it right there because that is where we are going to end it. We could sit here and watch the rest of it, but the majority of the information that I wanted you all to get and kind of spark your attention to go back and watch it yourself, watch the rest of it. You definitely have about 40 more minutes of it that you can go back and watch. And then we can talk about it later, but that's all that I'm going to cover for you in a live stream. I'll leave the rest for you to go back and watch on your own. Again, I have posted that in the stream. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm gonna leave it there for you guys to go back and watch, and watch the rest on your own, and leave you with your own thoughts to ponder. Or if you have any questions or comments or concern, you can always reach out to me and send me a message, or save it for the next time we go live. But as far as covering this part live on the live stream, I have fulfilled my goal. Just wanted you guys to be aware of how important it is for us to do sustainable agriculture, which is sustainable gardening, farming, however you want to call it. We need to be doing it the right way and not out there just taking from the earth and not giving back, because essentially it's not only causing harm to you, but it's causing harm to those around you in the microclimate that you are creating when you're out there doing it the incorrect way. Okay. So I just want to make sure that I hone in on these points and make sure you guys know the importance of it. So we've covered a lot of good topics in these lives. If you guys want to go back, I do have replays available on YouTube. for where I covered it previously, and you also can go back and watch the replays of the current teachings and sessions that we have. It's on YouTube. I don't know how far Facebook goes back. I've done a couple of sessions on Facebook, but everything is on YouTube. TikTok, all I do is go live, and then I post shorts, but you don't have replay back on TikTok. So if you guys want to go back and catch some things that I said, or some things that were missed, I would encourage you to go back and check out my YouTube channel. It is Bayou Sugar Garden on YouTube. Go back and watch that and get that information, and watch the things from last year as well, where we went in um, and probably said some things back then that I didn't say this time. But we got a lot more information to come. It doesn't stop here. We just scratching the surface, y'all. You wouldn't believe the stuff that we're gonna cover, right? My YouTube family, I know y'all know. You would not believe the stuff that we have found out in this past year. It blew our mind. So for you guys that are just joining in on the ride, buckle up, buttercup. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. But I thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for watching us. Thank y'all for the taps. Thank y'all for the gifts. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank you for coming in and sharing your input, your knowledge, coming back and forth with us. Thank you to all my moderators that are here on all platforms. I appreciate each and every one of you. Didn't have to do it, but you did, and your girl by you appreciates you. So with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be going live again tomorrow, but we will be covering a different video and a different topic. You don't want to miss this. It'll probably be around the same time I went live today. And then also I will not be live Friday. Also, thank you, LGG. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, and let me just say thank you to everybody who has contributed to the discussions that I have. It's a lot of people that send me information, like email me and say, "Ooh, Bayou, check out this, look at this." Thank you all so much for that information. It helps. And if anybody come across any information and things that you would like to share, you can send it to my email, bayousugargarden@gmail.com. I do read over it, and I try to share and spread the information with the audience. So thank you to those who have done that. Also, thus far, I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing the information, because not everybody wants to, share it on their live or whatever. You might not be one of the people that want to share the information, or you just want to pass it on and have somebody to, spread awareness for you. You may be shy to speak, or you just want to let people know. Send it to your girl by you, okay? And I will do my best to pass that information along. Lastly but not least, for those of you who are on the TikTok side, I have opened my TikTok shop. By your little comment button, there is your little shoppable bag. Check out my TikTok shop, where I do have my garden journals for all seasons that you can purchase. That will help. Also, it's a yearly garden journal, and it's a journal for all seasons. So there are 5 journals there. You have one if you want to just get one journal that'll cover the whole year, or you can get a spring journal, or you can get a winter journal, or you can get a fall journal, or you get a summer journal. However you want to do it, it's up to you. But check out that TikTok shop. Also, you guys, I do have a website, and it's called www.bayousugar.com. Check out my website. Look at my girl LGG, always supporting us. I appreciate you. She said, "I got mine. You better get yours." Thank you so much for your support, LGG. She got her journal. I appreciate you, my sister. She is also a member of my channel, and she is also the elect lady secretary of the Stronger Together Farm Co-op that we've created here together with a few of the members in the community here on YouTube, where we created a co-op where it's a nonprofit organization that we are still developing, but we got our paperwork in order. And so we just still developing it from the ground up, trying to create a organization that will support the members and provide them with the resources that they need to, I'm saying resources that we need to be self-sufficient. So we're working on our website, so you guys will see that coming pretty soon. If you're interested in knowing more about the co-op, you can come over to my YouTube channel and join the Sugar Mama subscription, and you'll be able to sit in on the meetings and listen to the discussions and things that we have. If you want to go back, you'll be able to have access to the previous recordings of our meetings and see how far along we've come, to see if that is something that you want to be a part of. Okay. So thank you LGG for reminding me of that. I saw your name and that brought that up. She said, yep, she got the strawberry one. That's the summer. Is that the spring one? That's the spring one. The spring garden journal. That's the one she got. She said, once it fill up for the season, yep, get another one. Get another one. That's all you got to do. Thank y'all for y'all support. And also, as I was saying, check out my website, www.bayousugar.com. On my website, if you are interested in learning things about social media, you can make an appointment with me there to ask me questions about social media. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know everything about live streaming on every platform, and I know that, yeah, I'm not a know-it-all, but that information that I have and that I have acquired, I don't mind sharing it. You can check out my website at www.bayousugar.com, make an appointment there, or reach out and send me a message through there. Shoot me a question, let me know it's about whatever, and I will get back to you. You can do that through there. Also on my website, if you are in need of your own website, hit me up. I do offer that service. I do build websites from the ground up. Or if you already have a website and you need it updated, I can do that for you. If you want me to maintain your website that you want me to build from the ground up, I can do that for you. If you already got one and you just need somebody to maintain it, I can do that too. So I'm just letting you know, I got a few things. I know a little bit about a whole lot. So hit your girl up at www.bayousugar.com. Also, my last announcement, I know I got a lot of them. I don't always do this. I got to get in the habit of letting you guys know what I do. So if you need me, you know where to find me. So this Saturday at 8:15 Central Standard Time, I will be doing a live session on TikTok only for streaming using EVMux, and showing you how to stream it to multiple platforms. If you're interested in that, it is a charge to get in, and the charge is you just have to be a subscriber to my channel. And right now, the subscription to the channel for that is, I think it's $2.99 or $5.99, something like that. It's a couple dollars. So it's just a couple dollars for you to come in and do that. It's for subscribers only. So you won't have access to it if you're only a follower on my channel on TikTok. You have to be subscribed to my channel on TikTok in order for you to attend that session on Saturday. I would encourage each of you, if you're interested in learning how to do that, please, ma'am, and please, sir, come on over to TikTok and subscribe. I will be offering that to my YouTube subscribers as well. That will be for the sugar babies and the sugar mama. So it doesn't matter if you're a sugar baby or a sugar mama member. Either way, you will have access to it as long as you're a subscriber, no matter what level you are. So, and that's just for streaming through EVMux, because that's what I've been using, and I have a little knowledge about it that I can share and hopefully help make your live streams a little more easier for you. Okay. So, with that being said, if all hearts and minds are clear, I thank each and every one of you for being here. I appreciate your support. However you may have displayed it, I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, and we're gonna keep this good conversation going. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm gonna go over here on TikTok and listen to my girl Red Baby 5, y'all. If y'all don't know who she is, she's a DJ on TikTok, and she is the best DJ on TikTok. So I'm gonna go over here. Was supposed to start at 9, so I'm late, y'all. Y'all got me late to Red Baby 5, and she not coming back on till Friday. So I'm gonna get in here and give my little 1-2 step on for a little while before I go to bed. I will see y'all in these social media streets. Peace, love, and blessings, everybody. Good night, y'all.